Morning or afternoon or whenever you're seeing this. My name is Montgomery Russell and I'm a part of Fast Finances. And today we're going to be going over Sprint 5. Now, before we jump into the actual presentation and the demonstration, we're going to talk about documentation, just highlight on a couple of the points that we've updated. So in our STP, we have really only updated the unit testing section, the integrated testing section, interface testing, and we're just really touching on how we intend to test, how we intend to ensure everything is right, ensure that everything is going to be just up to date and accurate. With that, we're going to talk about the SDD. And again, it's not terribly much in the changes. We talked about how the architecture, what we used, how we used it, what classes we used, what third-party libraries we used, just things of that sort. We talked about the front end, the database, and how we all integrated with that, and just some of the original screen mock-ups. If I'm flying through this, I'm sorry. This is the 5th time I've tried recording this, and it's driving me crazy. So we really just touched on all of those topics in the portion of this document. We're going to jump to Trello. Now, I have not yet clicked off all of these because I was going to verify them this morning, and I just haven't gotten around to it, to be honest with you. But they are completed, just like Sprint 5. Now, did not want to do that. Something that we have, or I guess I have been doing, is absolutely getting rid of all of these bugs. I believe it's around 50 or so bugs, or 50, yeah, bottom says 50, but I know there's not quite in order. So, just been getting rid of some of the bugs. Now, here's some of the stuff that's left over. Moving logout buttons, implementing date ranges. All very small, minor things. This one is just a placeholder because working from the admin side is great. But we have removed the function. I just want to go through all the pages and verify, and that was part of my verification for the Sprint 4 and 5 checklist because we've gone through it a couple times to make sure. Now, with all that being said, we're going to jump straight into our software. We're going to log in as a manager today and an accountant to show both sides. So, with that being said, the first thing you're going to jump into is you're going to see your financial ratios. Now, you see all 6 of the major ratios. You notice how they change colors depending on the status and where they're at percentage-wise and all that good stuff. You also notice here we have a notification center. There's nothing in there because there is no pending journals. I will be demonstrating that in a moment. Overall, we had a huge design change. We've gotten rid of the 6 or 8 buttons that were just in the middle of the page, and we've kind of revamped it to make it look more uniformed and more refined. Now, if we go to journals, we're going to create a journal. You can also add a file. We can add a random file. We're just going to go here, and we're just going to add a random paper. There, we can upload that, and that'll be a part of this. And we can come here, we can say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They have to balance out. Can you see this test? Create journal. And if we come down here and scroll to the bottom, guess what? We can see, can you see this? We can also download that file. And if you look up here, downloaded my file and is part of my research paper. Just so whatever I just threw in there, We can come back here. Obviously, we have all the types. You can approve or deny. We can deny it because we don't need that. And this is a test. And we can just deny it. And that doesn't affect any of our values. Now, we also have our general journal, the journal entries where you can click in and see all your independent deals. You can click your J1 and go back to that page. Really, that's some of the large things. A couple of the minor things that we have fixed have been financial statements. I understand that this is not quite perfect just yet, but we are actively getting it worked away. So here's our income statement. You can see all of that. I know some of these are not supposed to be double underlined. They just are for the moment because it was a late night last night. when we worked on it very late. Balance sheet was a big sore spot, I understand, from what Vaughn told me in class, so I wanted to touch on it. Now I'm having problems right here where it associates that underline. It should be down here at the bottom, but it's having an issue sorting that because sometimes these actually move around, so I can't fix it to the value because just I'm letting the API fill the data sets. I should probably hard set these entries, but haven't gotten to it just yet. Besides that, all of the values are correct and they're all pretty accurate. They all outline saying, hey, this is where we're at, this is how much money. If we go to retained earnings, yeah, nothing crazy has really changed here. It's just been just an outline of that. We can also print all reports. Just wanted to show that. We can also always go to the back end or go backwards. I'm just tripping over my words today. We can also look at the user roster, see everybody that's here. And if we hit log out, and I can log in through the accountant side, I have these written down in front of me so I can get them in. We're obviously an accountant now, and we can obviously do all the same things that we would traditionally do. You know, you can view, you can't add, you can view the ledger. Oop, I'm very sorry. We're already on the ledger page, so it loops. My bad. Not actually. That link must be broken. I will be fixing that momentarily. You can obviously email, everything of that sort. They also have financial statements, the same financial statements, so they can see it, print it, do what they need to. They also have journals. Journals are pretty well kept. You know, you can still create, they just can't approve. And they can't quite edit the journals as needed. They can also see the event log. You can actually see some of my event log data. Now, I understand that this is also an issue that is noted in our Trello. I will be adjusting that. It is just a bad JSON read for some reason. As you can see, it is carried through in our JSON, the username that is updated it. So, outside of that, we've really touched on saying, oh, I didn't even show that let me throw in a journal. This is a good point to show that it works even from the accountant side too. We can also do reversing, and we're gonna go ahead and, we don't have to upload a file. And we're gonna call it account test. We'll hit yeah. All right, let's go back to the home page. Hey, if you look at this, a pending journal's awaiting. Now, obviously, they can't do nothing about it, but I also just want to show that it shows across all pages. Now we're in the management side, and the reason why it shows through, you can come here. It says, hey, it's right there. We can approve, deny, whatever. We're gonna deny again because there's no there's no reason to. And that's really going to be it for touching on the Sprint 5 goodness. Most of it hasn't changed. Some of the things that we have talked about changing is moving these buttons inward. But outside of that, and flipping the orientation. But outside of that, nothing has majorly changed. Each of them have their own side. We can double check on the admin side. You know, everybody has their own portions and whatnot. This is on the admin side where you can create user rosters. You can check pending users. You know, so nothing of the sort is really changed except, you know, just getting things added. With that, we have basically caught up. We have a few outstanding issues as we've noted here. I guess I will add that ledger connections and accountant is an issue. But besides that, that is really going to be it for Sprint 5. So thank you for bearing with me. I appreciate, and I hope everything goes good. I appreciate you listening to our presentation. Thank you.